Hi guys, my name is Small Stakes Nick. I'm a fairly new eafc creator. I've been playing the game since I was like small child. I'm in love with FIFA. I love the game, and I love everything that it used to stand for, and I love football. So I'm here to actually put some opinions out there, especially for people that are either new to like streaming or like small creators like me that are just starting, and people from other countries too, like we're from I'm currently playing from Greece, for example, and in general like places that we do not have the luxury to actually get some of the things that some of the big creators and out there like people have. Um, and I'm gonna start by saying like I would not make this kind of video if I didn't have like an in-depth love with the game over the years. Um, so work like I had a plan to start with this. I'm feeling I was very under the weather. I was supposed to stream today. I postponed it because I'm feeling like I have like I don't know what, like maybe a cold or even COVID or anything. But things are happening right now, and I completely agree that change needs to happen. And I'm here to represent some of the people that are not going to be able to get their voices out, either like because in a foreign country, maybe they don't even, maybe they can't even like give out that voice out, and especially the small creator side. Starting with like this week was maybe the breaking point for the game. The game has been broken since almost day one, but nowadays it feels like it's getting worse and worse. And I have seen a huge decline because my FIFA days started after a certain period. Like I started playing FIFA a lot after like FIFA 17. So basically, I just managed to actually like I didn't play FIFA through FIFA 12 through FIFA 16 because I didn't have like a PC or Xbox, and I was very economically unstable to be able to afford one. But I did play from like maybe the age of 5, so I played all the first FIFAs that came out on PlayStation, Xbox, everything. So things are going in a very aggressive and very dangerous way right now. And I completely agree with a lot of the top creators out there that are trying to do something different, and they are trying to actually change the game because like me as them, they care about the game, and they see the way the game is heading, and someone needs to try to do something because before it's already too late. But I think this should have happened like maybe 2 years ago. Um, and trying to avoid any of the hate, like people like are getting a lot of hate if they're like buying points or not buying points. I've never bought a single point. I think I've once bought one pack back in FIFA 20, but I was never pro into buying. In general, I'm not in favor of either pay to win mechanics or like paying for playing games. And I mean paying like cosmetics, stuff like that. Mostly because I grew up in a very economically unstable environment here in Greece. That had something to do with it, but I think there are better ways to use your money than buying packs in FIFA. But that's because of my upgrowing, and that's because of how I like to play the game. And it feels to me a lot more rewarding doing an RTG and getting a team up from nothing, using no coins whatsoever, no money, rather than buying all the big packs and get all the big players, because that's what you have to do nowadays, as it seems. And using it as a link point, actually the game itself right now feels like that most of the content you're getting and most of the chances to get your big players out there is leading you towards buying store packs. Like the chances of actually packing something huge are getting less and less, and it seems that even though I don't want to sit on like the company itself, it seems like they're trying to lead people towards buying more and more packs as the years progress. And I think this year has been maybe the worst pack wait I've seen in my life. And it makes the game like you're trying to hit a certain rank 1, rank 2, rank 3, rank 4, rank 5. It doesn't matter what rank, but it can't be serious that people getting rank 1 are getting worse rewards than the people that get like rank 7 or rank 6 some days. It feels like it's not even worth to try to get those rewards. And I myself am a player of the 11, 14 wins, and I feel I'm amongst the lucky enough to actually, I'm not getting influenced a lot by this, but I see a lot of people like in no other game getting higher like rank in something gets you sometimes even less rewards that a casual player would get, which there's no issue whatsoever with casuals, but that makes zero sense, and thus leading people to buy more and more packs, because that's the only way they're gonna pack the players, because the pack weight is atrocious, and that's like the tip of the iceberg. But right now, the game, where it's heading, we have no gameplay, and that's something I wanted to add in the whole discussion. A lot of these big creators are playing from areas that are closer to the servers, actually higher, like lower MS, better internet, stuff like that, right? But no one is representing the people that are playing from a lower quality environment right now. Every creator is playing from like a kind of high standard, I guess, but we grew up here playing with 100 or 200 MS to be able to play FIFA. And still, even as the years go by, we managed to get this down. We, like, the internet, and it was enhanced. A lot of countries still don't have the internet to actually play decent FIFA, by the way. But the servers that we get are awful. Like right now, if you don't have like a high-end internet, or if you're not living close to a server, whenever you play with someone that he's closer to the server or stuff, it feels like your players are playing on 0 chemistry and his are playing on 33. Like, it's that much of a deal. Like, the gameplay itself, everywhere, not only in Greece and not only in like low quality, like maybe internet areas and stuff, but Greece is actually pretty decent right now in internet, thank God. But I grew up playing all of these years with low quality internet, so I know what I'm speaking, because many people are still playing with that. And I feel like the game doesn't care about these people. They only care about getting your store points and stuff. Because let's face it, if you have bad gameplay, you're winning maybe less. Maybe. Probably winning less. You're getting anxiety, you're getting anger, and you want to win. You have people grading you every like single game, probably. Thank God it doesn't happen to me a lot. But you probably are angry and stuff. And what you gonna do? What's the only way that EA leaves you to actually be able to battle maybe the meta stuff right now or whatever? What are you gonna do? You're probably gonna buy packs. There's no other way. Gameplay is bad, internet is bad, servers are bad, inconsistency constantly. Like, you can play one day, it's gonna be like the best gameplay ever, and log on the same day, maybe like 1 hour after, and it's gonna be like you're playing in the mud, even on a high-end internet. So there's no other game with that type of inconsistency that gets away with it so many years. It cannot be possible that the champ qualifiers of a game, like the qualifiers of a game, being better than the whole gameplay system. That is not possible. Like, it doesn't happen. Like, all the big like games and stuff, because I'm in favor that I play a lot of games. I know a lot of companies, but whenever something is this broken, it starts to maybe get fixed, or at least it's addressed out there. I feel like we're not getting addressed at all. Everything that had to be addressed this year is only excuses, and it's not only this year. It was last year. It was the previous. Like, it's been happening, but it's escalating more and more into groundbreaking things. We have been unable to play food champs without disconnecting for the last the last 2 or 3 weeks. People are getting disconnected. Doesn't matter where you are. Doesn't matter what internet you have, but people are getting disconnected. That's the thing. But overall, like, I saw a lot of videos, and I don't want to repeat. I feel like most of the big creators are very right what they're saying. I do have some differences with a lot of them because I never spent money on the game, but I do understand how spending money on the game does provide some more content and some easier content sometimes, and you might be, people are using it. I understand with that. I agree with a lot of the things they're saying out there, and I don't want to repeat myself, but it feels right now that there's no communication. No, zero, nada. I feel like there's no communication between the company and the players. Nothing. Like, if you see other games, like, I'm gonna mention the game Helldivers because I feel like it's a very good example of what happened. There was a huge issue that made the game unavailable for many players. And what did they do? They went to Steam. They actually put the most negative reviews out there. And Sony itself actually fixed the issue, changed the issue. Like, within a couple of days, it completely turned it around. So, I feel like we are at the breaking point right now. Like, the last years, I've been enjoying myself, and I can see it also on my friends and my gaming friends and everyone. Everyone's quitting FIFA on March, February, January even, sometimes. Maybe May if it's a lucky one, maybe. But no one is enjoying the game right now. And that's a huge issue. Because they're trying to put more things in the game, which I like. There are a lot of things. People are saying that this is maybe the worst FIFA out of every FIFA. I feel that they still added some things that I consider useful to the game. I feel that there are a lot of things. For example, I think that the playstyles were a great addition. Like, I don't think they've done everything wrong, but some like things they tried to change, it feels like an unfinished product. Like, it feels weird, and whenever they try to fix it, it breaks 3 more stuff. Maybe they're unable to fix it. That's also a thing. The problem is, we're probably never gonna learn, because there is zero communication right now between the community, the creators, EA itself, its employees, its head, the CEOs. There's no communication. No communication. And all we get is 10 different store packs at content time. Okay. Then what? If you're like living in a... So basically, if you're living in a probably maybe economically unstable country, like many people do, you're either gonna have to spend money that you don't have, or you're gonna have to... You're probably gonna have to play without opening anything, right? And the way the game works right now, you're gonna have a big disadvantage, because if you're not playing the meta against what is happening right now, it seems like you're unable to play the game. And whoever plays the game knows that. Like, there's only a couple of meta things you can do. The gameplay itself is awful. The defense is automatic that much that you can actually leave your controller be and your defenders are still going to defend. By the way, this happens in no game. No game whatsoever. You can leave the controller down and the game itself is going to defend on its own. No game ever. I don't know if there's a multiplayer game that happens. If you stay AFK in Call of Duty, for example, you're gonna get killed. there's no other way. If you're playing, what can I say? Like, there's no other. I don't know if there's any other game. Maybe some bad quality games, but that's so weird. Like, and that's only of the like. Should we talk about? You guys know this. Like, should we talk about the Mbappe, Dembele, and stuff that this weekend happened? You probably have seen more videos out of it. The Messi incident in the middle of the year and the whole way they addressed it. Like, the fact that we're getting tifos in rivals even after being addressed for the whole year. Like, playing 90 games to get a tifo, for example. What else can I say? Like, bad gameplay, bad servers, disconnection. The menu itself, even if you don't have a good even if you have a good internet, it feels like you're wasting like five times more than it used to be. Maybe it feels like it's lagging constantly. It kicks you out. Like, there's no improvement here. Like, there's no. Some graphics are nice. They added a couple of cards. You know, the dynamic, for example, the game that plays now. These dynamic images are beautiful. I feel like they've done a really good work. Like, walkouts, great job. There are a lot of things, so that we don't say that there's only bad things, because it's easy to pile it down and say, you know, everything sucks. They've done a lot of good things this year, but they haven't improved things that all the communities like actually whining about the whole like last 5-6 years, first of all. And it seems that they're breaking the game more and more in a way that it feels unplayable. Like, some days you don't even want to log in and play. Maybe most of the days, actually. Especially if you're living in a smaller country with the servers away from you, having worse MS, having probably if all the high-end creators are getting like 10 MS per game, you might be getting 30, like me, 50, 60, 70, 100. Imagine adding that one, the MS, the difference between the servers, and the bad gameplay. How much of a disadvantage you actually have as a player, and how that's gonna lead you to get more store packs. Because many people are gonna be, you know what? No, I'm not gonna buy packs. I'm gonna try to get better in the game. I'm gonna try to beat the system. Sometimes it's undoable. Sometimes it's very doable. I've seen a lot of my friends doing it, actually. Sometimes it's maybe a skill issue. I completely agree with that. But the game itself leads you to buy packs, whatever you do. Even if you're like playing with 4 MS, 10 MS, you still have to buy meta players. Because right now, getting a high rank means nothing. Means nothing. Like, people are getting better rewards in rank 7 than they're getting in rank 1 or rank 2, which is crazy. It feels like they've narrowed how you can get the big players in store packs, and maybe if you get lucky once in a while, which is crazy if you think about it. The game is tailored, right now it's tailored for microtransactions constantly. I had in this account, by the way, this is my second RTG account. I'm doing only RTGs, by the way. For the first days, the store, whenever I went into the store to actually open my packs, do you know where it led me? It didn't lead me to my packs, first of all. It led me to the FIFA points section. Like, I was going into the store, and instead of doing the normal thing to get me onto the store to open my packs, which usually is the thing for the menu, it took me to the FIFA points section because it was a new account or whatever. But they're trying to push us more and more into buying packs, And I understand that because having worked in big companies, I know that they're trying to push for more profits, more profits, more profits constantly. I completely understand that, but I haven't seen such a disconnected company with its ups and its downs. I mean, as a company, I haven't seen such a disconnection from a company and their community and their content creators ever. It feels like you don't have a voice, especially if you are a smaller creator right now. That's how I felt for many years. I felt like I didn't have a voice. Because seeing it on one side, like, okay, the big creators are gonna get things out and stuff, and I completely am with a lot of them, especially Nick, who started this whole thing, and he's actually like a big inspiration of mine, and a lot of more creators that are very close to what I think about the game and what it should be. But it felt like we smaller creators, like especially if you're talking tiny creators, maybe tiny. It's not probably the good like word for it, but you know, maybe people that are starting now, maybe a couple of years and stuff. We felt, and not only creators actually, players. I felt disconnected. I felt like when I stopped streaming for a bit, I felt like I had no voice for the game. Like, it felt like the company did not care what I did. Like, it only mattered to them if I was gonna buy store packs or no. I addressed several things, especially some web app things and stuff through the year. I had an issue where I had quick sold some of the big fodder stuff, for example. I tried to address the company to actually get it debugged because it was expiring and I was gonna lose my players. And guess what happened? As they say in Greek, me γράψανε στα. They wrote me, like, my message was lost. I had no voice. Like, I was like, please fix this, I'm gonna lose my players. And nope, nothing, really. And I just wanted to give out, like, I'm not gonna go over all the things. We might do a video like discussing certain of the bigger like points that some big creators made, because I'm not in a state of actually doing all of that right now because I'm a bit ill, but I did want to get a video out there because I want to stand with whoever is doing this. I know I'm a way smaller size creator, but I really, these people are my inspirations, and I genuinely think that we need change, and the change cannot happen just by, you know, staying away from it, and the change needs to happen altogether. And I know it might be a fruitless fight, but in the end, even if we improve the game like 5% better than it is right now, it's still a win, because right now the game feels unplayable. It genuinely feels unplayable, especially if you're playing, as I said, like the previous year, like, you know, with higher mess, higher server rates, stuff like that. Like, that's it. I have like, we can talk more about like the bigger like issues. Like, a lot of things happened this year. Like, there are tons of mistakes, visual glitches, bugs, unlimited pack glitches, Messi incident, and Mbappe incident, like this whole thing where like you cannot log in one day without seeing one mistake. You cannot do that. Like, it's not possible. Like, every single day something breaks, especially the last months. It feels like everything can break right now. Like, the game itself, it seems like a hugely unfinished product, if it makes sense. And a lot of people are saying, you know, let's say super negative stuff about creators or like the company itself. I feel like we can take like a different approach, even though we need to be harsh. These are moments to be harsh because the game itself maybe it was fun for a bit, as it always is in the start maybe. But the way it's heading the next years, maybe not now, maybe it's gonna influence us, like players right now. Maybe it might influence the game that our kids are playing. So we can think more on the future too. And I wouldn't like my kid to be able to log in a game and the game itself would push the kid to make microtransactions to be able to play. Like, is that what we're going to? Because as now, it seems that this is happening. Right now, this seems like the marketing of the game. Like targeting maybe even underage, I don't know, like quite possibly underage kids too. Like, it's crazy. And I don't want to stand only on the negatives, as I said, but the fact that my kid in the future might, I would love to play FIFA with my kid whenever I have one. Really. I generally would love to be able to play FIFA with my son and like being a nice game to play. But as it seems, what game are we going to have in like 10 years from now? If we don't start the change now, it seems like we're going to get worse and worse. And that's why I wanted to get a video out and say that most of the people that are doing this are correct. Like, this whole thing that is happening right now, even if it's a boycott or whatever it is, it needs to happen. And whoever doesn't want to do it, it's completely okay. But the thing is, if we don't make the change ourselves, nothing is going to happen. That's the issue. And that applies everywhere. In countries, in games, in political things. This counts everything. So I just wanted to get a word out because I don't know if anyone's representing the really small creators in this. So I really wanted to do this because, as I said, it's not only the high-end content creators and stuff that are actually correct and doing this. We have the other side of the smaller creators where we are trying to make content. We're trying to have fun with the game. We probably usually have we probably have usually less like ability to play in lower MSs and actually be able to enjoy the game even more, high NPCs, stuff like that. But imagine if the game is bad for like the high creators, like sometimes the game feels twice as bad for us because we do not have some of the things that are considered like, let's say, standard sometimes. As I said, I used to play FIFA in 100 MS maybe 2 years ago. I don't know how it was. But do you know the funny thing? Playing on 100 MS 2 years ago felt better than playing on the last Foot Champs with 30 MS on this kind of gameplay. And that thing says it all. Like, that shouldn't be possible. So I don't know what needs to happen, but it needs to happen now. It needs to start happening now. Even if we can improve the game 5% more, 10%, 20%, even if we slightly improve the game towards the correct direction, I think that needs to happen. That's it. I'm gonna catch you guys on to the next one. I just really wanted, even though I was very ill today, I really wanted to get this message out. So bear with me if I'm missing any of my English words and stuff, because I'm also Greek. So I'm really fluent in English because it's my work, but sometimes my Greek side comes out. And I really hope that things are gonna change even slightly towards the better direction, and I'm very curious to how it's gonna be. Basically, we might make another like video the next days, depending. I'm having like more like an I feel like more of an observator is the correct word. I don't know, but I feel like I'm observing things right now because I don't have a lot of power in my hands right now, because I'm already not using FIFA points and stuff ever. But the thing is, I'm very curious to see how it heads. We might do some more like videos and stuff, trying to get like the news out and Even you know, sometimes even putting a small pebble into like a pile of rocks can do the difference. That's what I think, and that's why I made this video. I'm gonna catch you guys very soon probably, and we might do another one of these depending on how things roll out for the next week. Bye bye.